Good morning, students. Today's lecture's topics in the topic of trade union in the subject of economics are number one, industrial action and its types. Number two, employers' action against the industrial action. And number three, possible harmful consequences of the industrial action. So actually, we are going to read the industrial action. So the action from the employers and then employers' reaction, and because of the action and reaction, the consequences. So these are the things which we are going to read now. So concentrate now. First, we are going to read the definition of the industrial action. Industrial action is an action taken by the trade unions to decrease or halt production. So actually, this is the action from the employees to get their things done from the employers. So it may take at least one of the following forms. So the first thing that should be clear in your mind, first you are going to read the action taken by the employees. So industrial action can be of the following form. First is strike action. A strike is when employees refuse to work. So this is the definition of the strike. A strike is when employees refuse to work. So they simply left their work and move out or sit idle. So a strike is when employees refuse to work. Strike action may take the form of. So here are the different types of the strikes. So number one, a token strike. A short stoppage of half a day, 1 day or even an hour to indicate the strength of feeling about the claim. So this is just a token strike that is actually consisting of consists of only half a day strike or 1 day or even 1 hour just to register their claim. The other form of the strike can be a selective strike. Only a few selected workers walk out, not whole. So for example, there are 100 workers working in a factory. So out of 100, 10 may be the representatives of the full workforce. So these 10 workers go on strike. So this kind of the strike is called selective strike, but the rest of the workers still work on their places. These will be chosen by the trade union in order to cause a lot of the disruption to the workplace. So because the chosen persons are normally key persons, so that's why that create a lot of the disruption on the workplace. The next form of the strike is an all-out strike. All members of the union stop working. So this is a type in which full workforce go on strike. They stop working and leave the workplace until the dispute or claim is settled. Note, before calling a strike, a trade union has to hold a secret ballot. So this is the condition by law. Before taking this strike, the trade union has to hold a secret ballot whereby the majority of the members have to vote in favor of the strike. If the trade union fails to hold this secret ballot, it loses its legal immunity and the employer could have the strike called off and sue the union for damages. So this is the requirement before going on strike for the trade union to hold a secret ballot. Next type of the industrial action can be of form picketing. Picketing is when employees who are taking industrial actions stand outside their place of the work to prevent or protest at the delivery of the goods, arrival and departure of the other employees, etc. So this is a strong type of the industrial action in which the workers who are on strike stand outside of their workplace and they prevent the entry or the departure of the goods as well as of the workers who are not the members of the trade union. So this is a strong type of the industrial action. Next type of the industrial action is work to rule. A work to rule is when rules are strictly obeyed so that work is slowed down. So definitely it is quite obvious when a work is done according to rules by following full rules, definitely work will be slowed down. So this is a kind of the industrial action that is taken by the workers to slow down the work. Definitely production will be slow and the employers will get panic and they will be forced to talk or negotiate on the claims of the employees. Next type of the industrial action is go slow. A go slow process is when employees do their normal task but more slowly than usual. So this is there is a difference between work to law and go slow. So this is not work to law. They willingly they work slow on their will to slow down the production. So the end result is the same. Production will be slow, employers will get panic and they will be forced. They have to negotiate with the employees on their claims or demands. The next type of the industrial action is non-cooperation. So it is clear from the word non-cooperation. Non-cooperation is when employees refuse to comply with new working practices. They actually refuse to work according to the new techniques, new patterns. So they work on their old patterns. They do not cooperate with the employers. So this type of the industrial action is called non-cooperation. Next is overtime ban. An overtime ban is when employees refuse to work longer than their normal working hours. For example, a company's products are in demand, or maybe this is a seasonal period of the year for a company's product. So when workers see that demand is high, so they refuse to work for longer hours, for overtime. So this will again affect the production level because because the requirement of the production is high. So when they will work slow, when they will refuse to work for longer hours, definitely production will be less. Demand is still high, so so the orders may be cancelled because because the firm is not able to deliver the products. So workers are in a best position to convince the employers on their claims. So this is another type of the industrial action. Next is sit in. Workers occupy their workplace. For example, in factories, when workers are threatened with redundancy, they will make sure that no goods enter, leave the premises, and management representatives are not allowed entry. So this is another very strong type of the industrial action. So the workers occupy their place. They don't allow the new appointed workers to work at their place, and even they don't allow the management to enter into the workplace. So this is a strong type of the industrial action. Next is called blacking. Workers may refuse to handle goods when other workers are on strike. For example, train drivers may refuse to transport coal when miners are on strike to show their sympathy with the striking workers. So this is a collaboration between different sectors of the employees to show their sympathy for the other sectors employees. So this is another type of the industrial action. Next, we are going to read the employer's action against the industrial action. The first action which the employer can take is clear work supervision. Managers can supervise or examine employees' work more closely and point out the faults. So this is the first action which they may take. If this action is taken, definitely workers will be forced to work properly and speedily. Next is pay freeze. Employers can say that costs have to be cut and therefore wages or salaries will have to be frozen at their present level for a period of the 6 months or a year. So when workers are on industrial action, so employers can take action of pay freeze because they are of the claim that production is slow, we are not gaining much profit, we are in a loss. So the pay will be frozen for at least 6 months or year. Next action which the employers can take against the industrial action is employers stopping employees out of the workplace and stopping their pay. So this is a strong action in which everything is on halt, machines get stopped, production gets stopped, and employees are forced to stay out of their workplace and their pays are stopped. So this is called lockouts. Next is factory or office closure. This is even more strong action which is taken by the employers against the industrial action. The employer's final weapon is to close a factory or an office with a long record of the conflict. So if the industrial action prolongs and workers are not in a mood to work, so this is the last weapon in the hands of the employers to lock out the factory and office uh, for a long record of the conflict. Okay, next we are going to read the possible harmful consequences of the industrial action for the employees, for the employers. The first harmful consequence is loss of the output. Definitely, whatever the kind of the industrial action is, definitely there will be a loss of the output. It may be a larger or it may be a smaller. Next is poor reputation. So definitely their reputation in the market will be spoiled, that uh, that of the particular factories workers are on industrial action. So there will be a poor reputation of the factory into the market. Next is loss of income and profits. So definitely when the workers are on industrial action, production will be low, and as a result income will be less and profits will be less. Next is customers may be lost to other firms as orders are not delivered. So definitely this is an other consequence because of the industrial action. Next is cash flow problems. So because production is slow, results cannot be meet, and there will be less sales, and as a result cash flow problems will be faced by the employers. Next we are going to read the harmful consequences of the industrial action for the firm's customers. First is need to find alternative supplier may cost more for the goods. So definitely to whom they have put their order is unable to deliver their order. So definitely they have to find alternative supplier, and in this case they may have to cost more for the goods. Next is shortages of the products, deliveries not made. So definitely if particular firm is facing industrial action, so the customers may face the shortage of the products, deliveries not made. Next, may not be able to produce goods. So maybe the raw material is not delivered from a particular firm because of the industrial action. So the customers may not be able to produce goods. Next, may lose income. So as a consequence, when he is not able to produce goods, so he will lose income. Next, we are going to read the harmful consequences of the industrial action for the employees. So number one, loss of the wages. So as a result of the industrial action, employer may take action that may be loss of the wages. So wages may not be paid from the employer to the employees. So this can be the first harmful consequence for the employees. Next is threat to jobs. If company loses customers, they may not return after the dispute is settled. So if the result of the industrial action may be the customers of the company will be lost, and even the industrial action can be settled, but the customers which are lost and have gone to the other companies may not be returned. So as a result, there will be a less need of the production now. So some of the workers may lose their jobs. Next is the harmful consequences of the industrial action for the economy. Workers have less money to spend, so definitely production level will be low. As a consequence, workers will have less salary or may not have salary at all. So as a result, workers have less money to spend. Next is exports may be lost. So because of the industrial action, some particular sector of the economy is not working well. So export of the country may be lost or may get reduced. Next is suppliers to the firm with the strike may need to lay off workers. Income falls. So this is another effect on the economy, because the suppliers who are supplying their goods to a particular firm which is on industrial action, which is facing an industrial action, so definitely the factory is not on full capacity, working on full capacity. So definitely suppliers to the firm with the strike may need to be lay off workers. So incomes will get less. Next, we are going to read some definitions. Binding arbitration: an arrangement in which labor and management agree that a third party will determine the outcome of any dispute. So this is the definition of the binding arbitration, in which a third party settle the dispute between the employers and the employees. Next is a no strike agreement is reached when trade unions and management agree to have pay disputes settled by an independent arbitrator instead of taking strike action. So this is the definition of the no strike agreement. Next is an arbitrator listens to both sides, trade union and management, in the industrial dispute, and then gives a ruling on what they think is fair to both sides. So this kind of the person or number of persons are called arbitrator. Next is conciliation: talking to both sides in an industrial dispute and trying to bring them together before attitudes have had time to harden. So this is the called conciliation. So the matter is solved before going on industrial action. So this kind of the situation is called conciliation. Next is deadlock. If the negotiations between the trade union and the employers are not able to reach an agreement, then a deadlock is said to occur. Deadlock is a situation in which both parties stand firm on their claims and not listen to each other, or listen to each other even, but are not in a position to accept the other's claim. This kind of the situation is called deadlock. So students, this was the topic, one of the very, very important topic in the topic of trade union in the subject of economics. So read this lecture again, understand it, make your notes, Thank you so much.